welcome everybody. Welcome back. It's Thursday, February 13th, 2020. And we're back here for another segment of The World Outside My Window. I'm your boy, Curtis Lawson, aka Striker Prime online. We're back again with another random level of foolishness and craziness that has actually been going on for the last couple of months. Shoot, not even the last couple of months, the last couple of weeks. First off, we got this situation right here. Everybody's buzzed about the whole thing. First, I want to give a moment of silence to a gentleman that actually, he had class, and he was an inspiration to a lot of the youth during this time. I want to give a time and a moment of silence to Kobe Bryant. With that being said, like I said again, it was a tragedy it was a tragedy for him and his daughter to die the way they did, and to the 7 other individuals that were there on that helicopter, I give out my full condolences to your families, because, like I said, tragedies should never be a case of what happens to people. That should never be the case of how it is. We all want to go out peacefully, and sometimes tragedies can be a scary thing and a hurtful thing when it comes to our lives. On to the news at hand, or on to what I consider as viewpoints at hand. Let's start with this. Everybody's buzzing about the whole Gayle King situation, the interview and all that, and what she did just moments after this man had just passed away. I'm gonna put my input in this. Honestly, I think she was in the wrong for even you coming at a person who was who was like his cool buddy and asking about his past and his dirt. Okay, what happened with that court case? Yeah, the girl didn't want to testify, and the case was dismissed. Either she got scared or she thought she was going to be shamed when she got out there. Honestly, it is what it is. It is what it is. He's cleared of those charges. Why are we bringing it up after this man just passed away? I'm sorry, but to be honest with you, Gayle King, you were in the wrong, very wrong. And if you come with that cop-out of, your company posted that clip without your knowledge, I feel like that was a bad cop-out. Even for a business major, that was just horrible. You don't do that and try to throw your own business under the bus because of your blatant mistake. And on top of the fact that, okay, I see how you and your best friend Oprah sit here and do all this stuff about Russell Simmons, Michael Jackson, which she was definitely in the wrong for that, and having them 2 white boys lie about him, knowing the fact that there was no proof of the mess that was going on in that case, in his cases during his time where he was still alive. And now you pull the same stunt with Kobe Bryant. No offense, but yes, you were wrong for that. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. I'm not going to sit here and cuss you out. I'm not going to sit here and pull like what Snoop did to you. But in honest truth, you were dead wrong for what you said. And I'm sorry, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. But yet, again, you and Oprah, y'all run thick as thieves. And yet, when it comes to men like Kevin Spacey, Harvey Weinstein, that dude Epstein who killed himself, and a few other so-called people that you call friends, or people you hang out with, or people you associate with that are in the business and they're not African American, I feel like you two are the worst when it comes to, you want to pick and choose your stories and think that you're in the right to get the know of these people's past, and thinking that actually digs in the hard questions. I understand that's a journalist's integrity point of view, but yeah, I'm sorry, man, but your integrity was very questionable when you decided to say my company was the one who did that, and yet I didn't know nothing about the question. Please don't make that excuse. That's sorry. That right there, from a personal perspective, is a sorry excuse, and I'm saying that as a viewer and a critical thinker. A critical thinker with an actual brain, for crying out loud. And in reference to Snoop Dogg's response, I'm sorry, he's right. You were kind of out of pocket. No offense. You were out of pocket. Yeah, I wouldn't have cussed you out the way he did because, yeah, technically you kind of deserved it. But in the same sense, yes, you were out of pocket. This man cannot defend himself. He is long gone. You had 17 years to actually sit down with this man and interview him and ask the questions about that. But even when he was alive, and you decided to want to say, let me interview him and ask those questions. Personally, again, that's out of pocket. That was his past. That was his dirt. That was a mistake that came and went. And what did he do? He went and changed his own life from that mistake. And you dragging it out. You dragging it out after this man just finally got laid to rest this past Friday is just way out of hand and way out of standards for a reporter, for a person of public interest, for a person who thinks they should show empathy. And I'm sorry. I feel like this. And again, I want to send a message out to Vanessa Bryant. I'm sorry. I really have to send my heartfelt and humblest condolences for the loss of your husband and your daughter, because that really wasn't the best way to go. And I understand that. I know you're still in a level of shock behind it. Believe me, I'm still in a level of shock by the passing of my mother. And it'll be come August going on 4 years. So I understand how you feel in that, feel in some perspective of that. And again, like a lot of people, a lot of people are saying, okay, you sitting here, you asking questions about this man's past and passing, whatever. But yet at the same time, again, he wasn't even in the ground as of yet. No one was his child. And then you don't know whether or not his other kids have access to social media. His wife can get access to social media. And all that stuff is being put out there publicly. And yet, have you even thought to apologize to that woman and her family? Give condolences? Give a heartfelt condolence? I'm sorry. You're sitting here playing victim. And yet your buddy is sitting there riding along with you saying, oh, she hasn't been able to sleep. She's been getting death threats. Listen, I'll put it like this. Yes, you don't deserve death threats. You deserve to be ashamed of yourself. Yes, you do. But you don't deserve death threats. And in that same aspect, you should show a bit of empathy according to the fact that this woman lost her husband and daughter and is still in a level of shock that cannot be expressed. And anybody who goes through a death of a close loved one goes through that type of situation. You must have had to experience that in some point in your life. No offense, but yes, I'm going to actually draw that out. Yes, you had to experience that at some point in your life. So why would you do that to someone else? Why would you do that to somebody whose husband can't defend himself from questions you decide to ask about things that happened to him over a decade ago? That's just dumb. Now, again, here we go. We're gonna go forward. I'm gonna speed forward with this. I saw something on, I guess, TMZ and whatever, talking about Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union's child want to identify themselves as transgender. Here's my take on that. And no, this is not to be ashamed. This is not how you have to feel. Listen, as a parent, you love your child regardless of whatever the situation is. Whether they're gay, straight, transgender, whatever. Special needs, the whole 9 yards. Listen, I got a daughter who's special needs, and I love her dearly. She drives me nuts, but I love that girl. I'd go to hell with a gasoline 3-piece suit on. Tell the devil go kiss my ass and walk out of hell like, yo, you try to come back for me? I'm gonna bring you some hell back. But enough of that. I digress. To the situation of this child being considers themselves as a female. I applaud you for your choice. I respect that choice. And from a parent's perspective, yo, if you choose that, by all means, listen. I can't stop who you want to be, and I can't stop who you love. But at the same time, I'm sorry, but it should not be a public venue. It should not be a public. Something that the public should be aware of like this. And from a personal stance, yes, first it should be something private. Not posted on Instagram, not posted on Facebook, not taken to the Ellen show. Just something that's considered private first. I'm sorry, that's how I personally feel. It should be considered private, and then at that point, the people who love and support you should be the only ones that have a say in anything, a care in anything. The rest of the world should not have an inclusion of saying anything about you, your child, or your ways of parenting. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's how I personally feel. Now, to step forward to something else that just got put out right now. But see, besides Harvey Weinstein's defense trying to close off their case, give their closing remarks, technically I'm saying he's getting off. All right, another person who just got off, President Trump, for his indictments of impeachment. I already knew that was going to go down. There's no surprise to anybody that he was going to get off. And if you are surprised that he got off, I'm sorry. You need to take them rose-colored glasses off your face and then look at the world for what it is. It's full of crap at times. Now, to the story of Mr. Jussie Smollett and the crap he pulled from last year with the false hate crime. He got indicted. I say that he should. First of all, his case on what he did, false police report, and a false hate crime, that's basically a federal offense now. And a federal offense plus a felony. And I'm sorry, I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, he shouldn't have did it. Oh, they shouldn't have did it to him. And he wants to fight back Chicago. But the fact of the matter is, you did something, caused a ruckus that disrupted the supposed community that you want to be a part of, which is the community that you're a part of, which is the LGBT community. I'm sorry. That was wrong. That was so wrong. And then on top of the fact, you did that and then made it seem like it was a hate crime of you being both black and also gay. That right there, sir, is a dishonorable disrespect to all African Americans and those who are African American and part of the LGBT community. No offense, but I'm a straight dude, and I'm telling you for the fact you were in the wrong. I'm sorry, you were in the wrong, and now you want to fight the city because of the fact you think that the indictment is out of pocket or wrong, and you shouldn't have to be justified by that and get, I guess, considered a slap on the wrist. Yeah, I know that there's a bunch of people, Caucasian-style rapists, priests, this idiot that created a sex cult through his daughter's college dorm in Long Island. Yeah, he deserved to go to jail and then some. But that was the dumbest crap I ever heard in my life. But again, getting back on topic, I'm sorry, but yeah, you shouldn't have did that. No offense. That was kind of that in a technical, or I'm not even gonna go textbook on that. That's actually Cliff Notes collaboration of just being stupid. No offense, but I'm gonna say it like that. It's considered as just basically stupid. And from that point of view, I'm like, all right, you made a big mistake, which you shouldn't have done. And on top of the fact that you wasted police, I guess, time, money, and whatever the case may be, for an accusation that was false, fake, to pull in sympathy. And from that, it caused a big stir on all sides. And then to come to find out that it was all a hoax, just for sympathy, really kind of made you look like a fool. And I got a lot of respect for your entire family. Because your sister, she's gorgeous as all get out, but yet she's a sweetheart. But honestly, what you did, your actions made you kind of foolish for that. And I'm just, as a person of color, as a person of public interest, and as a person, I'm not here for fame. I don't care about fame. Fame is for suckers who want to give up their lives. But in a sense where I like to at least be able to keep things real, be honest with the world, and not sugarcoat stuff. I think that the actions that you took were way off scene. I'm sorry, but that's how I feel about it, and it shouldn't be viewed differently. If some of you get mad at me about this podcast, I understand. You can be mad, you can be upset. But in the same aspect, think critically about what was done, what is said, and how it actually is presented. Because most of the time, we do think with our emotions. I'll say it like that. We think with our emotions, and we don't think with our heads. We think with our hearts first, and then before we actually come to logical common sense. It's best to sometimes think of things logically, then make your response. I'm gonna cut this one short. I may be doing another episode probably tomorrow if I have a shot for it. But overall, this is your boy Striker Prime, and this is another edition of The World Outside My Window. As always, keep striving, keep striking, and being the best that you can be. Peace and much love to everyone out there. God bless, and also happy Black History Month. Later.